This morning's guest rides horses for a living. This Saturday, he'll be riding a horse to save babies. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at HTC's Carolina Forest branch location. We're focused on the first annual Ride with Riley to be held this Saturday. And we're visiting with one of its organizers, Chris Saffles. Good morning, Chris.
How you doing?
Thanks so much for coming in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about this HTC branch here? Have you been through here?
It's been great. Yeah, I've looked at all the phones and just kind of like, got involved a little bit here.
It is fantastic. And, of course, to have you and Riley out early this morning is wonderful. We'll get Riley on in a few minutes.
Okay. Yep.
Getting close this Saturday.
Very close, yes. Our Ride with Riley. This is our first annual Ride with Riley. So, for the March of Dimes. And we want to be able to give back to them what they've gave to us, and that was Riley. And I think you can go so far, but this will help stop premature babies.
Absolutely. And, of course, all the fundraising that occurs, and this is old hat to y'all at some level, although it's every week it sounds like new things are happening. The March of Dimes is coming on so strong.
Yes, yeah, and this is our third year. She's actually been an ambassador in 2004, and then or 2005, and then she carried on the next 2 years as senior ambassador. And it's been great for us because we've, got to meet a lot of people, got to do a lot of things for the March of Dimes, raise a lot of money, and that's what it's all about, try to help them out.
Absolutely. And it's this Saturday, rain or shine.
Rain or shine, yeah. It's a trail ride, and it's going to be on the creek beds, which, in Loris, there's a creek that runs all the way through it. It goes all the way to the Waccamaw, and it's very quiet, very relaxing. A lot of people did the Heart Fun ride on the beach.
Sure.
This will be in the country, on the creek, kind of laid back, and have some fun.
So. You're not having to check with city council or county council or otherwise to get approvals to ride.
They're all about
out.
it. And we ride there a lot, too, so they're all about that. So
That's
anything
great.
for a good cause, they're all about it. So.
Absolutely. I'm sure very supportive.
Yep.
What about yourself, Chris? Are you originally from the area?
I'm originally from Tennessee, and I moved here with Dixie Stampede in '92.
Is that right?
Yep. Met my wife, Tracy. She worked for Dixie Stampede. That's where I met her. And then we got married in '96 and started getting ready for some bundles of joy. So,
yes.
I like it here, though. I like it all better in Tennessee. So it's a bit more better environment for me.
You still have family in Tennessee?
I do. Yeah.
You get them down there every once?
Every once in a while, to play golf, anything like that. So
sure.
Try to come see the show, see the grandbaby. So
absolutely. So you're still at Dixie Stampede?
I'm still at Dixie Stampede, 20 years.
Oh, come on.
20 years. I know a lot of people ask me how old I was when I started, and I said too young. So it's I love it much. You can't. To get paid for what you like to do, that you love, is the best thing in the world.
And what do you do there, Chris?
I started out roaming riding, trick riding, gymnastics on horseback is what I call it.
Gymnastics on horseback?
Backflips, vaulting.
Backflips while you're on the horse?
Yep, doing shoulder stands, stuff like that on the horse while it's going around the arena. And I decided, I did it for about 12 years and decided I'm just going to, kind of lay out of that a little bit, retire from it. Now I have the Buffalo there. And I also we have a couple of new acts in there, an aerial act, which a girl flies around the arena off a horse. And we also have a more of a, I'm going to say, northern scene that we have for the northerners that come down.
Right.
And there's a guy on a trolley that dances and sings, and I picked that up and did that. So.
You are kidding, Chris.
A lot of talent.
I'm sure a lot of folks, a lot of viewers, I'm sure, have probably not been to Dixie Stampede. So you mentioned buffalo. There's a buffalo in the show?
Yeah, we have 8 buffalo. And we do an actual scene where, when the Indians used to chase them and, just the freedom of the buffalo and where they roam the land and all that, that's what we do in the front of the show.
Right, right. This is Dixie Stampede, which is right there where business at Bypass break up. If you're coming down from North Myrtle Beach, you see the big Dolly Parton's,
Dolly Parton.
Is it Dolly Parton's Dixie Stampede? Sure. Yep. And she's got a big Tennessee connection as well.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, Dollywood, a huge place in Tennessee, huge park. And, we're getting our Hard Rock Park here. Well, it's kind of like that, but, more of a country deal in Tennessee. So, but she ended up buying Dixie Stampede, and I stayed working for her. So it's been great.
And next door is Carolina Opry. Have you ever been over there?
I have been over there. Yeah, and it's a great show too. And there's some guys over there that I know made it to a big TV show from clogging and stuff, which I also did back in the day.
Oh, come on.
Yes,
You clogged too?
Yes, at Dollywood. So I've actually been at the Dolly Parton organization, if you'd say, since I was 10 years old.
Oh, bull.
Yes.
27 years. Not to date you there, Chris, but
That's
I think
okay.
you shared earlier you're 37.
Yes.
So for 27 years,
yes.
you've been either directly or indirectly working for the Dolly Parton organization. That's amazing. Yeah. Have you met her?
Yes, several times. And she's just like she is if she was talking with me and you.
She's down to earth?
Yes, very much.
Is
very
that
much.
right? Well,
very
we need
involved.
to get her in here. That's
yeah,
right.
That'd
We
be
could
great.
probably have her promoting the first annual Ride with Riley.
Yes, yes.
She'd be supportive of it, I'm sure.
Yes,
absolutely.
Sir.
Are you going to have some of the other folks from Dixie Stampede out there?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of people kind of helping us out. You know, with we're going to have an auction, live auction. We have a band coming out there. One of our comedians that's in the show has a band.
Wow.
And he's going to come out and support us with that while we eat lunch and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
The ride actually will take about 3 hours.
Okay.
Which is a pretty good time, for people to ride. It's probably about 2.5, 3 miles up, 2.5, 3 miles back, and we're expecting a pretty good little load of people. So.
First timers who don't ride horses, are they interested? I mean, would it be of any interest to them to come out?
Yes. We have families. Some of them will have a couple horses, but there's 5 people in the family, and we'll have stuff out there for them to do. And like I said, there's going to be food. We're going to try to get some more events and stuff out there in the arena. Like maybe a little kid's stick horse race or something like that. Or even a pig catching deal. Where we got some pigs out there.
Good. Yeah.
Put them to let the kids or something like that try to catch the pigs. So. But yeah, we're gonna have registration will be at 9 o'clock, but the ride will probably start about 10 o'clock.
Okay. And what's the cost for viewers if they're coming out there?
Well, we have no gate fee, but it's all donations. Everything that we do out there will have, like I said, food, T-shirts. They're going to do an auction, all kinds of stuff. Everything will go to the March of Dimes.
No cost, but everything is anyone can make donations at any level.
Yes,
sure,
any level.
That is fantastic, and everything y'all make will go to the March of Dimes.
Everything, every little penny, every little dime will go to the March of Dimes.
Every little dime,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It is such a big event, and to think, as your wife and I talked about this, I think she said she was 9 when she went to the first horseback ride-a-thon.
Yes.
The Heart Association's been doing for now 26 years down on the beach, and obviously for her the excitement to be involved with you and obviously all the other volunteers that are making this Saturday's event successful, to see how that has grown to a $250,000, $300,000 event every year.
Yeah, and the first, matter of fact, I think she said the first amount of people was at the Heart Fun Ride was 40 people.
Wow.
And then it's grown from there. We're talking in the thousands of people now up and down the beach.
They come in from all over the country.
Yeah.
Virtually every state in America is recognized at the horseback ride-a-thon for the Heart Association. Y'all are expecting a good crowd this Saturday?
We really hope we have a good crowd.
Good.
Our hopes are high, our expectations are high, and we're not going to be disappointed because, like I said, any amount helps the March of Dimes out.
That's great.
So we're hoping at least have a good turnout and everybody have a good time. Then next year, second annual, we hope it'll be even better.
Absolutely, Chris. If a viewer needs to get the family off to school now or get off to work, what's the best number for someone to call to learn more about the Saturday's event and to find out exactly where it's located? We'll talk more over the next 15 minutes about it, but what's the best number or numbers?
Well, my number is 458-9099.
Okay.
And you can get in touch with me there. It's my cell phone, so I have it on me 24 hours a day. I don't leave home without it.
Right.
And so, and then we have Chris Tyler. His number is 251-7341.
Okay, 251-7341. Chris Tyler, and he's one of the organizers as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So me and him kind of hit it up and get ready to go. So hopefully we'll have some cowgirls and cowboys out there ready to ride.
Absolutely. And, of course, the excitement is Tracy's still working at Dixie Stampede as well.
No, sir. She's a physical therapist now.
Is that right?
Yes.
Great. But that's where you all met.
We met there. She worked there for 10 years. And, she trick rode and stuff like that with me, Roman rode. And so we actually wanted, like I said, to start having kids, and she wanted to kind of get out of it a little bit. So she went back to school in Charleston, graduated, and then it works out a whole lot better.
That is tremendous. Is Riley your only child, Chris?
No, we actually had a little boy. His name was Jack. We had him in 2002, and Jack was developed at 26 weeks, and it was 26 weeks, and he just had stopped moving, and we
in the womb.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And so Tracy went for a checkup, and they had to go ahead and induce her labor and all that stuff, and I think C-section is how they took him out. And Jack ended up with a grade 4 brain bleed, which is kind of like a stroke to us, a massive stroke, and he was in the hospital for probably about 24 hours. And we had to make a decision on him because he just, wasn't responding to anything at all. And then Riley was born in 2004, and we were kind of skeptic, we don't know if we have any other babies because we didn't know if anything had happened again. Regulated her through Charleston and made sure she was fine, and checkups and everything we could do. Everything was great. At 29 weeks, she was born, and it was just kind of like a feeling that oh no, this is going to happen again. And was sent to McLeod, and McLeod is wonderful.
Are they really?
Yes.
They've got a good children's.
They do. They do. And it's kind of scary because there was a lot of babies in there, but at the same time, and the good part is March of Dimes actually funds a researcher there at McLeod.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's some of the money that goes into that. Riley actually had surfactant, which is for the lungs.
Right.
March of Dimes come up with that. So there's a bunch of things that March of Dimes comes up with. A lot of people don't understand,
I bet you're right.
Unless you're in there.
Surfactant therapy. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sure a lot of folks think, "What the heck is that? I can't even spell it."
Yeah.
Let alone wonder what it does.
Yeah. And when she was born, she was almost 2 pounds. Not completely 2 pounds. I think a couple of hospitals had her different weight or something like that. Riley had ended up, she had a high blood pressure. She had a little hole in the heart that actually healed up. She had a grade 3 brain bleed, which was not as massive as our little boy had, but it was close to it. She had some spinal taps, stuff like that, and it resolved through the spinal taps and through prayers. So today she is completely cleared, no scarring, nothing in the head. She's a perfectly healthy little baby.
She is so beautiful, and she's not even 3.5 yet. And she's
growing
so fast.
Yes.
She's talking about as much as my 4.5-year-old daughter.
And she wants to go to school so bad. It's crazy. But now she is going to be actually at the ride too. She's actually going to ride with us. She has a pony. His name is Eeyore.
Riley has a pony named Eeyore?
Yes.
Wow, we need to get Riley over here in a few minutes to talk about Eeyore.
She loves that pony, but she's actually going to go. She's been to several trail rides.
Has she?
Yes, and she's going to be on the trail ride with us. And that's why we named it Ride with Riley, because she's going to be riding with us.
As opposed to Ride for Riley.
Exactly.
I love it. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, because it's not for her. It's for the babies in the NICU to get them better and prevent premature birth. So she's wanting us to ride with her to help us prevent that.
Those are great words. Ride with Riley. I love the
Very strong
alliteration of
words.
that as well. Yeah, ride with Riley. And as you say, to have her there and to know that every dollar is going to go into research one way or another, finding different ways to find a cure to this terrible prematurity issue, which seems to be growing as opposed to reducing.
It really does. We go back each year to see our nurses because they love to see Riley and see how they've grown and all this kind of stuff, And each year we go back. When we go to the NICU unit, it is still full.
Is it really,
Yes.
Chris? Yeah.
And not all of them are premature births, but I'm going to say probably 75 to 80% are.
Wow.
But there's so many in there, and it's, we just need to get something to find out there's going to be something there that's going to break sooner or later.
Right.
And we're going to find out how soon we can fix it and stop some of the stuff that happens.
The prematurity happening at such early ages. You said now and of course your son, and I almost hate to talk about it, but he came at 31 weeks, but it only developed
at 26 weeks.
Yes. So really those were issues, and that was back in 2002.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's been a while. So, and like I said before, we'd actually thought about not having another child because we didn't want to go through that again. It was, pretty dramatic. It was a dramatic 24 hours that we would never want to live again. And we actually had not really lived that tragic of a moment, but we lived it for 3 months with Riley because Riley was in the hospital for 3 months.
Is that right?
Yeah.
After her birth in January?
Yes.
Wow.
And she came home around 4.5 pounds. So she was still teeny when she came home. So she was, to us, a lot of people, when their babies come home, they're 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds.
Right.
And Riley was still only 4.5. So we were still like, on the edge about, is she going to be okay and all this stuff like that.
And she stayed in McLeod the entire time?
Yes, sir.
That is incredible.
We drove every day to see her. 7 days a week, every day. Even I think we had a couple big ice storms. We were still there to see her. So.
And rightfully so. And see how she's turned out. And of course, now if you weren't here right now on Monday, and we weren't talking about this Saturday's ride with Riley, what would you and Riley be doing? It was great. You got her in that pretty purple dress this morning?
Well, this morning we should have fed the horses at 7 o'clock, but we had to see.
Tracy's having to do that.
Yes,
now. Yeah.
I asked her. I said, "Please, you got to feed these horses at 7 o'clock because they got to be on a TV show." She's like, "Okay, that'd be great." And we have I say about 10 horses. We keep having babies out there, so we've got we sell and buy horses, and you know, I've been in the horse business for a while.
Yeah.
Quarter horses and stuff.
Had your parents been in the?
My parents were in it a little bit, not as much as I had gotten into it. Now my family, my uncles, cousins, everybody, they were always in the horse business.
Always.
And
I
was with them. My dad, we bought a couple horses, when I was a kid, but didn't know you really could make money with it and ride with it and stuff like that. So toward the end of my high school year, I said, this is what I want to do. I want to, be in the horse business, period. Whether it's ride or, help them out or sell them or train them or something.
And you think about how the heck do you do it, Chris? Just you're on these horses, trick riding? It just seems so scary.
It is to a point, but it's kind of like riding a bike. If you get out there and practice, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And a lot of if you go to a circus and see somebody do a high wire act or something, you're like, oh, that's really tough. But that person's probably practiced so many times that it's just come to them.
It's over.
So but it is a great natural high to do because you're out there performing in front of people.
Sure.
Doing tricks and things that they're going, oh, I can't believe this guy's doing it on a horseback.
Right, how can this guy do it?
Or ride with the buffalo. How many people can say you rode with buffaloes? Like the Indians did.
Probably not many,
You know what I'm saying? And we get to do it in a show every night and get paid for it. I mean, that's the best thing in the world.
That is amazing, Chris. That is amazing. This Saturday, you said registration's at 9. What time will you be getting out there?
I'm probably going to be there all weekend. So
Is that right?
Yes, we're getting everything.
Spend the night Friday. Yeah.
Spend the night Friday, probably clean up, get everything ready to go. Monday or Saturday morning.
Right.
So it's just go smooth because hopefully we'll have. I've gotten a lot of calls. That's the good thing.
Good.
And, we've got a couple banners up. We've put out flyers and stuff like that. But I've gotten a lot of calls. It's been great.
Do you still have any more of those T-shirts for sale?
Oh yes.
Good.
Okay. T-shirts for
well,
sale.
we better move them. That's right.
Yes.
And to get those sold.
Yeah. And it says, as a matter of fact, on the front it'll say, "I rode with Riley."
I rode with Riley.
Yeah, because you've supported the March of Dimes and you've helped this situation out.
I love it. If someone wants to buy a T-shirt, they can call your 458-9099 number.
Yes.
There's other ways, of course. You said getting out there, the silent or live auction or silent, both of them.
Yes. And it's the auction is going to be stuff for people to use. We're going to have stuff from Wild West. We're going to have stuff from Hope Saddlery.
Right.
There'll be I think there's a guy had given me a deal for West Virginia's got a four-wheeler park. And you can go up there and stay the weekend and stuff like that. It's going to be things people can use and have fun. I might even buy that. Who knows? I'm going to have to get the wallet out.
Drive the bid up.
Yes,
I like to hear that. We'll come out there and
exactly.
make sure and push it up so you don't get it for nothing.
Yes, exactly.
You all have, so the trail ride is, and again, there's a lot of viewers obviously who don't have horses or access to horses. Y'all won't have, it's not a first-time experience to get on a horse. It's instead, you can have lots of folks out there who are not horse.
Exactly.
We're not horse folks because there's a lot going on, obviously, as you said, for kids. But the thrill for them, and it is rain or shine.
Rain or shine, yeah. And we have a new facility out there. It's Simpson Creek Horsemanship Association, and it's in Simpson Creek, which is close to Loris. If you go down 22, get off of 905, and you'll take a left, go to Red Bluff Road. When you get to Daisy Elementary, you take a right at Daisy Elementary School. And it's just the end of the road right there. It's pretty easy to find, but it's a big, huge horse park now we have out there. There's an arena, there's concession stands, there's places to park your trailers.
Really?
Yes.
When did this open up?
We just got this open up this year. We've been still working on it. So this is actually our first event there. We're going to have some junior rodeos out there. We're going to have horse shows out there. And hopefully more events like this out there. We're open up to that all the time.
That is fantastic. You had shared earlier for viewers who hadn't seen Joe Fisher or Mark Mitchell or otherwise talking about ambassador babies and you and Tracy being an ambassador family, obviously with Riley. Share with viewers a little bit of that experience, y'all's first involvement 3 years ago with the March of Dimes.
Well, we got a phone call from Joe and said that somebody had told her about Riley and said, would you guys be interested in being an ambassador family? So what's involved in it? And she said, well, you do a lot of publicity for us. You help raise money, let everybody see Riley and, what she's turned, out to be and or could be or anything like that. And we said, oh, yeah, we're 100% involved because it's like I said, you can always say thank you so much and you could give them whatever you want, but it's not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So for us to be involved and for Riley to be involved and do, any kind of thing we can do, raise fundraisers, TV shows, radio shows, anything.
Right.
We're involved 100%.
And y'all have been doing it, absolutely.
Yes, we have.
You really have. To see Riley and the way she's grown over the last 3 years, and really y'all almost got her out of the NICU, and it was only a couple months later that you began to let the public interface with her.
Yeah, and they really want you to kind of, not really get too close to people, but at the same time, we wanted to get her out there, and we kept, asking them, is this okay? No, yeah, it's fine, no big deal. And we want to make sure they could see Riley as little as she was and as healthy as she was, that, she got the help that she needed.
Absolutely.
It's not all, when they're born premature, they don't survive. There's a lot of survival rate, and then there's some survival rate it doesn't happen. So, but our point is to make them, healthier, better babies for the future.
Absolutely. Speaking of that, we just got a couple of minutes. We probably need to get Riley over here so that viewers can see. She could probably sit on your lap right over here. Let's see if Riley. Yeah, come on over, honey. Big girl wearing purple there. Yeah. That's right. We got that microphone up on your daddy's. Is that your favorite dress? You have really been out and about for the last 3 years. Isn't it amazing? It has been exciting. And I heard you say this morning who your best friend is. That's right.
Who's your best friend? Who's the best friend?
Daddy. Mommy.
Mommy and
Mommy.
Daddy?
Okay, Mommy and Daddy. That's right. That's right. Are you excited about, we've just got a couple of minutes, Riley. This Saturday's ride, it's getting close, isn't it? Can you believe that it's getting this close?
Yeah, it's for me only in my show pony.
And your show pony, tell us about your pony.
He knows Eeyore, and he likes to walk and trot and run.
He likes to walk and trot and run?
No, he's loping.
He's loping.
He's
loping.
He's loping?
Yeah.
Yeah, walk and trot and rope.
Walk and trot and lope.
And she's,
roping.
Yeah.
Roping. See, Daddy, or Greg doesn't know much about horses. I grew up in an apartment. Missed the horse experience. You love horses.
Yeah, you're my show pony.
Eeyore's a great show pony. Yeah. So this morning you would be out with the horses this morning if you weren't over here, right?
Would we be feeding?
Yeah, and my Eeyore is kind of horse.
Yeah.
Your Eeyore's a kind of horse, absolutely. I bet she. And is Eeyore a boy or a girl?
It's
Eeyore's
a little boy.
A
Yeah,
little boy.
He's a little red and white pony.
Red and white?
Mm-hmm.
No, and brown and white.
Brown and white.
Brown and white. Good.
Yeah.
Get your daddy.
Give him
Straighten him out. That's exactly right.
Get in there.
And of course, your mom is helping out on the ride as well.
Yep. Mommy will help ranger some people out on the ride and get them going.
Ride with Riley.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Riley, you've been doing so much with the March of Dimes, and to think of all these activities over the last 3 years.
Yeah, and I do my activity book that I glue and cut.
Is that right? You cut up your activity book and you color in there. That is great. We've just got a minute. Tell us a little bit about Miss Jo Fisher. You love Jo.
You remember Miss Jo?
Miss Jo?
Yeah, and my mommy is.
What does Miss Jo do for the March of Dimes? She help out?
She does, doesn't she? How about that Coach Bennett? He loves you. You all spend so much time.
Yeah, and mommy too.
Oh, yeah.
She helped me, my mommy.
Your mommy's amazing, isn't she? Well, she has worked really hard with your daddy for this Saturday's ride. It's going to be a big day, isn't it? Ride with Riley, rain or shine.
Yep. We're riding if it's raining or the sun is shining, right?
Absolutely. Chris, thanks so much for being out here this morning. Riley, thank you for being here this morning. Pretty girl, I'm sorry Emma Claire can't be here to see you. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Chris and Riley Saffles coming up next. Those are key words, fun for the entire family. Fun for the entire family. Take the time, write this number down, 458-9099. 458-9099. Chris Saffles' number, of course, the 251-7341. Chris Tyler, both of them working so hard with Tracy, Riley, obviously, the ride with Riley. And you heard Chris stress that with, not for, but with. It's not benefiting the Saffles family. It's indirectly benefiting them and all the parents and loved ones, all the researchers, all the doctors that are dealing with prematurity and birth defects on a regular basis. The March of Dimes is a powerful organization, but it only remains powerful and remains making a difference because of donations. You can be a part of that. This Saturday, registration's at 9. The ride kicks off at 10. It's in a new location. It's the first annual. The first annual. You can be a part of that. Make a difference. You know, I knew I liked this guy and his daughter when I first met him. Chris and I are about a year apart, and his daughter and I share a birthday. We share a birthday. It's amazing to see how she has grown so much over the last 3 years and been out in the limelight. She's a special young lady. I hope you were able to see that the last three minutes. Pick up the phone, call that number, 458-9099. It's the first annual Ride with Riley.